I will make a dedicated video. Or actually, I could talk about it right now. I don't like. I could do it right now. The best way they could change this character and make him not only not selfish, but actually viable. He wouldn't be broken. He wouldn't be just some gimmick character with, you know, something stupid in front of his face saying, "I dare you to shoot me." You know, like, he'd actually be a genuinely good operator to play. And it's simple. Patch notes. I don't know why this isn't in full screen. Please, can this be in full screen? I'm just gonna copy the page's URL. Because I wanted to go over this. So yeah, the new kid on the block, name's Flores. All right. He's from Argentina. So Andreas, here's your boy. Here's your boy. He's also the first openly gay operator on Team Rainbow. Now, that's not important. It is, but it isn't. It's important because, you know, this is a game about accurate representation. However, it's not important because it has nothing to do with what he does as an operator, like why he's on the most exclusive international counterterrorism unit on planet Earth. But apparently a lot of people on Twitter decided to make a huge deal about it. So he has access to Thatcher's AR-33. So Thatcher no longer has novelty to his weapon. However, this one doesn't have the ACOG on it. Thatcher's does. So you still have an advantage for using Thatcher's AR-33 rather than Flores's. He also has access to Blackbeard's SR-25 DMR. But obviously without the plexi wrap on the barrel to use as a headshot protector, if you even want to call it that. Mind you, Blackbeard's plastic wrap of a shield could survive not one, but 2 shots from a boss G. Point blank, direct hit. Back to back. Like, not like taking the shield off, putting another one on. No, keeping the shield on and shooting it twice. Point blank with a boss G that shoots slugs. It just took 2 hits and it didn't break. So yeah, you don't have that to protect you. Mind you, it's a DMR, so it has access to the 3x scope, and I love semi-automatic weapons, so I would love using this over this. But this does have a fast fire rate for an assault rifle, and it has more it has more ammo in it. So more bullets and more fire rate or precision and range. So take your pick. He also has access to a claymore and a stun grenade. So you notice how he doesn't have any grenades or hard breaching charges or a standard soft breach charge. That's because he has what's called a the RCE Retero, probably butchered that to hell and back, which is basically a drone, except it has an explosive strapped to it. He deploys it like any other gadget, right? And it goes forward, you see where it goes, and then you could choose to activate it. It'll go into a lockdown state, and then it'll blow up. As it's going, you'll notice 3 things. 1, this is its fastest speed. A normal drone moves way faster than this, like almost twice as fast than that. Another thing you'll notice is that once it's moving, you cannot stop it. It moves constantly forward. You cannot stop it. You also can't get off of the drone. Well, you can get off of the drone, but it'll keep going. And the last thing is, because it constantly moves forward, you cannot strafe with it like you could with a normal drone, and you also can't backpedal. You can only go forward. You can turn, like you can pivot as you're going, right? You're not stuck going in a straight line, but you have to constantly keep moving. So this is obviously to prevent people from using this drone, throwing it somewhere, and then leaving it as a camera for later. No, if you use it, you gotta use it. Now, it doesn't show it in here, but you can also jump with the drone. I imagine Twitch is punching in the air right now, and you can jump onto a wall, and it doesn't matter how much time you have. Once you jump onto a wall, or any surface for that matter, it'll immediately start its lockdown phase, which it gives 3 seconds before it blows up. So you have time to get away from it. This is obviously to prevent people from instantly blowing up the drone once you get under a defender's feet, you know, which would be kind of annoying. However, one thing I'd like to mention is that the drone will also give you a threat indicator similar to if a grenade is nearby you. A defender has like a warning saying, hey, you may want to get away from this. Also, I forgot to mention, when you use this drone, you have 10 seconds before it'll start its lockdown phase automatically. It doesn't show it on the screen right here, but there'll be a 10-second counter clocking down, and once it reaches 0, it'll start automatically. This obviously to prevent people from just hiding the drone somewhere. You know, he's basically gonna be used as an anti-gadget, you know, operator. Also, I would like to remind you that he has 2 standard drones on top of these 4 explosive ones. Yeah, man's got drones. Man is packing. He's got drones to boot. Yeah, I think he'll be pretty good. He's a 2-speed, 2 armor as well. But if you look at him, it's like he's wearing a jacket. Like, unless this is really heavy, like it's like, I don't know why he's 2-speed. Then again, Wamai is 2-speed and he's in a wetsuit. Like, really? Even soaking wet, you should still be able to move lightning fast in a wetsuit. Also, the reason why his icon looks like a keyhole is because he's a thief. He was part of an underground like crime ring until he got bored or something, and then he started stealing from the crime ring he was part of. So next on the shopping list, Border gets a slight rework. A few small quality of life changes. Like if you played Road to SI, you kind of saw this coming. Some of the maps in some of the portions of the map that were tailored to Border in Road to SI were a little bit different than you remember, and this is why. A lot of people notice that they're introduced to the weapon called the Gone 6. This is unfortunately going to replace a lot of character secondaries. I don't know why they couldn't have just added it in as a third, right? Why is it replace someone's gun, you know? So what this basically does, it's a one-time use. It's basically, like it said, it's a hand cannon. If you know what Ash does, for those of you who don't know what she does, she fires, it's a grenade launcher, right? It fires in a straight line from once you fired it. When it hits something, it blows up, except it doesn't create a giant hole. Instead, this is just to get rid of bulletproof gadgets, as it says right here. It does next to no damage, even if you direct impact someone with this thing. It'll hurt, yeah, but it won't be nearly enough to kill. Not even if you hit him in the head. Like, this is specifically used just to get rid of bulletproof gadgets, because there's so many of them. So one thing, this is what I really love about this patch, is we get match replay. It's in beta, but it's basically theater mode. This game is almost 7 years old, and it never had a theater mode. Once. Now we're getting it. Now we can know for sure if people are cheating in games. We could see like what people's strategies are, you know, learning from like things we've never seen before. Maybe just like know what to expect, the common routes and strategies for each map. Like as you see Skyscraper right here. I think that's great. I don't know why this was never implemented into the game in the first place. I guess maybe because of data limits. I don't know. So they've took out, this is casual, right? This is for newbies, anyone under level 50. It used to only, these two, yeah, it only used to only play these 2 maps. I didn't even know it played this map. It used to always play these 2 though, at least my experience in it. But now they're adding these maps in it. This is my favorite map. All these maps into newcomer. I don't know why it only gave you 2 maps, or I guess in this case 3. But, you know, each one of these maps teaches you something. Like this map teaches you about corridor shooting. This map teaches you about verticality. This map teaches you about, instead of verticality, it's like the exact opposite. It's just like a long stretched out like rooms everywhere, you know. It's like it's balanced. This teaches you about mostly about walls and soft destruction, and this one didn't really teach you about anything. I think they're just putting it in here because it was reworked. Newcomer pool will now feature 5 maps: Coastline, Oregon, Cafe, Bank, Clubhouse, plus 1 seasonal map that will rotate each season. Each newcomer map will have 2 possible bomb site locations. and each match will feature the same bomb site for all rounds, allowing players to familiarize themselves with the most played sites. Baby steps, people. Baby steps. There's going to be a somewhat nerf-ish to Mozzie. This doesn't change how you play the character at all. All it does is give a way better alert system, like how close a Mozzie pest is to your drone. If an attacker drones near one of Mozzie's pests, the icon that it appears will now pulse at different speeds depending on basically how close the pest is. Attackers can use this information to rethink their droning strategy when a pest is near. It doesn't change anything. Like, you know when a pest is there or not. The drone will tell you. It's just now gonna tell you how close it is. Mute got a buff, kind of. Well, yeah, but this isn't the buff. This is just a quality of life change. When disabled by mute, the necessary disabled state feedback will now appear for attacker drones, breach charges, Hibana's X-Kairos pellets, Fuse's cluster charges, Thermite's exothermic charges, and Zero's Argus cameras. In addition, Claymores, this is the buff. This is the actual buff. Mute is now able to jam Claymores and Nomad's air jabs. This was not a thing before. Now it is. Basically, as you see right here, like, it'll start having this blue, like, electronic fuzzing, like, discharge effect. Is basically telling you, like, this jammer is affecting these things. Before, it would just drive up to it and then nothing. You know, like, if you pull up, you know, your phone, right, you'd be able to see, like, oh, okay, I can't use the drone, it's muted. But from an outside perspective looking at the drone, you wouldn't see any status effect on it. Ooh, operator price decrease. I did not know about this. For Crimson Heist line, Finka's prices go down to 10,000 or 240 Arse credits. Mozzie and Gridlock's prices decrease to 15,000 or 360. And Oryx and Yana's prices are going down to 20,000. Okay. So these two have been here since year 3. These two have been here. No, these two have been here since year 4, and these two have been here since year 5. So obviously, the older the character, the less that they're gonna cost. New skin coming out. Oh, this is for seasonal. I thought it was only for the Scorpion. Yeah, I mean, like, it's okay. I mean, it's a skin. It doesn't change how the game plays. Oh, here's the actual patch notes. Like actual characters. We already got that. Already got that. Alright, Blackbeard getting nerfed again. Honestly, I will make a dedicated video. Or actually, I could talk about it right now. I could do it right now. The best way they could change this character and make him not only not selfish, but actually viable. He wouldn't be broken. He wouldn't be just some gimmick character with, you know, something stupid in front of his face saying, I dare you to shoot me. You know, like, he'd actually be a genuinely good operator to play. And it's simple. Here's what you do. You take off the rifle shield from his gun. That's gone. Just, it might as well be, like, for what they're doing to it. Take off the shield, right? Here's what you do. You give him these 3 gadgets. Think of Alibi's Prismas. You know how it starts off in a little ball? Have him have 3 of these balls, right? And he throws them. Like, it's like a, I don't know what type of throw it'll be. Think of like Legion's goo mines. That kind of throw, right? He can throw it and it can stick to a wall or it can stick to the floor. It can't stick to the ceiling. If it hits the ceiling, it'll come back down to the floor. It'll then erect a crouch high, see-through, deployable shield, quote unquote. So it'll have the same look as a deployable shield. Now, what separates that from a deployable shield on defense is that I want you to think of how Blackbeard's shield used to be when he came out in year 1, when it used to have like 800 health, right? Now, this means that the shield is not invincible. It'll start to display cracks and chips the more damage it takes. And it'll even, like, for like your HUD or whatever, like your operator abilities or whatever, it'll show a health bar, you know, for like how much health the shield has left. And if a defender uses an explosion, the shield will just break. You know, like an impact mine or something like that, or a C4. But he gets 3 of these things, maybe 4, I don't know. I was gonna go with 3. And he can throw these things, and it takes like, it'll start out as a ball, it'll throw itself, right? It'll land, it'll then like, hold on, I wanna get in the camera. It'll then open up, right? And then the shield will erect, right? So they could still see you, right, through the shield as you could see them. It's not like Mirror's Black Mirror. It's two-way, but you can then anticipate if someone's gonna peek over it and get that headshot. This would also be good for glass as well, because from a distance you wouldn't be able to see the glass that clearly. It'd be like super clear glass. He gets 3 of these things. I think I covered all the bases. His rifles are fine. I guess maybe tune the damage back up since he doesn't have a free headshot anymore. Yeah, I think that's it. But here's what they actually did to Blackbeard. They reduced the shield health from 50 down to 20. Like even Mira's Vector, which does like 20 damage per bullet, or even less than that, but she fires it so fast, so it's like 2 bullets and this thing's gone, and the 3rd one's going in your face. They reduced his scars damage to 40 down from 49. So this thing used to 3-shot people just like any other rifle. Now it'll probably 4-shot depending on if they're 3 armor, and even more so if they have Rook's armor, and even more so if they have a Doc, because then he overheals. And yeah, Dekebi, she got her stun grenades back. She used to have these, and then she got frag grenades, but now she's getting these things back because she's now getting that Gone 6 projectile launcher. Unfortunately, this is replacing the C75. Her other secondary is the SMG-12. The thing is, the SMG-12 is very difficult to use, even more so if you're on console. Like, I'm on PC, I test my aim almost every day, and I still can't control that thing. Make no mistake, you do not control the SMG-12. The SMG-12 controls you. People usually gravitated towards the C75, and it was also the better weapon. The only problem was the iron sights were so big and bulky, and they're also like right in front of your face, so you look like every time you went to pull the trigger, it would just keep hitting you in the face like this. But it was better for console players to use. Now they don't get that anymore. It's gone. It's gone sick. This is why I was saying, why can't this thing just be a 3rd weapon to use, right? When you select the Gone 6, that's your secondary weapon. You run out of ammo in your primary weapon and you've already used this thing. You are bone dry. You have nothing left. Finka got her stun grenades back. It's basically the same copy-paste problem with Dekebi. The Gone 6 is fixing the whole grenade problem. This is replacing her Gush 18. Nobody used this pistol, so this is a good thing. Everybody used the PMM. Like, come on. Everybody uses the PMM. It does like what? 50 something damage for a 9mm 2-shot people? Like, nobody uses this thing. Everybody uses the 9mm that shoots 50 caliber rounds for some reason. Twitch. Smoke grenades are now replacing her stun grenades. I actually think this is a good change. I mostly use claymores on Twitch anyways. When you use Twitch, you don't really want to be in the thick of it, right? You're normally hanging back, probably at the spawn, because you're on your drone, right, the whole time, until your drones get destroyed. Then you're like, okay, well, I might as well get my gun and go towards the objective. Smoke grenades is better for objective play. Stun grenades are mostly just for like area denial for like split second. Smoke grenades, at least you can cover plants. Kali, oh boy. So her sniper rifle damage has been increased to 127. Yes, it does more than 100% of your health. It was down to 122. This basically what this does, this 127, is that people realize that 3 armors were not, you know, part of like Pro League or ranked metas. Everyone was mostly 3 speeds. Not everybody was a 3 armor. Hey, I didn't design this game. And then last but not least, the G36, which is shared by Ash and Yana, has improved recoil control. That's it.